In this video I am talking about this brand new lens from Lumix, 24mm f1.8s. If you are here for the first time, my name is Path, and on this channel I talk about all things photography and video weekly. Cameras, lenses, reviews, tutorials and more. If this is something that you are interested in, then please consider subscribing. This is a third lens in S series. The 85mm came out back in November last year and the 50mm in June this year. There's still 35mm to be released, but now with this lens we already have a decent focal range with these 3 primes for Lumix S line of cameras. Before I go into the details, I must say a massive thanks to UK Digital and Lumix UK, Panasonic UK for lending me this pre-release copy of this lens for this review. However, as always, I was not asked or paid to say anything specific about it, so this is my honest and 100% unbiased opinion about this lens. No surprise that this lens follows closely in the footsteps of amazing 85 and 50mm. Pretty much the same spec and quality, and shooting with it is certainly a joy. It delivers superb sharpness, great colors and very nice rounded and smooth bokeh. It's a lens that no matter what you shoot, you feel instantly at home with. 24mm is not ultra wide, but wide enough to shoot interiors, architecture and landscape with. It's one of those focal lengths that you don't think you need, or one that could be useful to you until you start actually using it. Perfect for travel or everyday shooting when you don't want to change lenses every 5 minutes. Obviously you get fairly wide angle of view, but you can also get pretty close to your subject with it. Minimum focusing distance is 24 centimeters, making it also a great wide-angle close-up lens. No problems with sharpness at all apertures, but as with all lenses, the overall sharpness in the corners and near the edges improves when closing the aperture down, standard. In comparison to 85mm and the 50mm lenses, there is more visible chromatic aberration with this lens in my opinion, but nothing really unusual or bad enough to really worry about. I had no issues autofocusing with it on S5 when taking photos. Solid and reliable all-round performer. 24mm is for sure wide enough for handheld vlogging, but also it is a perfect focal length for filming on a gimbal with. Wide enough to get that enhanced sense of movement you get with wide-angle lenses, but without the wide-angle distortion when the edges of the frame get distorted and start looking weird. I usually heavily rely on autofocus when filming from a gimbal, and I know it's not this lens's fault. The AF limitations of S5 made it a little bit more challenging, but somehow usable. With most of Lumix lenses, the autofocus tracking works great, and you can absolutely eliminate that Panasonic focus background pulsing by tapping the tracking box on the screen to get a little crosshairs around the box, and the pulsing usually stops completely. But in all the tests I have shot with this lens, it was just there and it just wouldn't go away. If you are already a Lumix S camera user, this would be nothing new to you and something that you have to find your own workaround. Manual focusing is the answer really, but it's not always that easy, especially when filming on your own and operating the gimbal as well. Worth noting that this is only an issue when filming people. Almost zero focusing or background breathing, pulsing problems when filming pretty much anything else. I am, as every other single Lumix camera shooter, very hopeful that this will be addressed and fixed with future firmware updates, but for now there's a small chance that you will notice that background pulsing when filming people with this lens in continuous autofocus. Good news is that there is literally zero focus breathing when focusing from something far away to something closer to you. It's when it looks like the lens is zooming in or out when changing your focal plane. None of that here at all. Also, as with all other Lumix lenses, you can change the focus throw of the focus ring from non-linear to linear to make the lens feel more like a cinema or a lens with constant focus change when the focus ring is turned. Non-linear mode reacts to the speed and velocity of the turn. Linear is constant regardless of how you turn the focus ring. You can also change the focus ring travel length from 90 degrees to all the way around 360 degrees if that's what you prefer via any S-line Lumix camera. Overall, it is a great lens for video work, delivering great consistent results expected from quality Lumix lens. Build quality, as this is a part of the 4-lens lineup, it is the same size and it has the same 67mm filter thread as other lenses in a series. The only difference between all of the focal lengths is in a set is the weight, and this one weighs nice 310 grams, slightly lighter than the 85 and marginally heavier than the 50mm, but not much. Very similar weights. All plastic, but with a nice feel to it. Only one switch, the standard auto manual focus switch. The focus ring is firm and nice to turn, and the lens is weather sealed as well. It is a quality constructed lens that is a decent size and a very respectful lightweight. It is literally identical externally to all other f1.8 S lenses in the Lumix lineup. This is the 50mm. Yeah, identical in every way. In my personal opinion, 24mm is not the lens to go for when you are shopping for your first lens. Maybe it is for someone, but for me it's a focal length that I'd go for after something like 50mm or 85mm to give me the additional wide angle of view. The 85mm and 50mm lenses that came out previously were really nicely and competitively priced in around £500 or dollars. This lens is going to retail when it's available from the end of September for £799 here in UK, or somewhere around $800. I don't have exact price at this moment, which makes it significantly more expensive than the other ones and making it more a specialist or purpose purchase, not a spur of the moment thing. Not that you would buy any of the other ones at $500 at the spur of the moment, but this one is more expensive. I don't know what is the difference in manufacturing wide angle of view optics, considering that the external housing is identical. Front and back glass, the filter thread are literally the same as the 50mm and 85 in the lineup, but this one 24mm costs more. It's more expensive. Is it good value for money? It's a good question. It might be, as this has no L-mount f1.8 prime competition right now. And if you like the idea of all of your primes to be identical size with identical filter thread, then this is the only option for you if you're buying into the S lineup of Lumix Prime's ecosystem. Quality-wise, this lens is very good, but in my opinion, might not be a must-have for everyone, and the price might alienate a lot of people who would buy it if it was cheaper, regardless of actually needing it or not, just to go with the other lenses in a series. Conclusion, this is a lens that you should check out if you need that wide but not too wide field of view that is perfect for landscape, street photography, architecture, astrophotography or travel. A lens that can easily be the one you take with you for casual everyday shooting, but also one that delivers solid, consistent and quality results worth of any pro. If you are already an owner or thinking of buying the other lenses from the set, the 85mm and the 50mm or future 35mm, this is the obvious choice to go with them to expand your focal range of these amazing identical looking primes, but it is more expensive than the others, which might put a lot of people off it. Great quality lens that I do recommend for any S line of cameras, especially S5, which I was testing it on, if you really need it and you can justify the higher price. And this is it from me. I hope this video was in any way helpful or entertaining. If it was, please give me the thumbs up. Consider subscribing and follow me on Instagram for more photos and videos from all of my reviews. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Minimum focusing, minimum focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test. Non-linear. It is if you are already an owner or and it's a wrap.